남규태방송 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 오늘은 2023년 5월 25일 목요일입니다. 현재 시간은 오전 4시 36분입니다. 성경공부 518회 방송을 시작하겠습니다. 성경은 이사야 2장부터 영문으로 읽어보겠습니다. This is what is Isaiah son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. In the last days, the mountain of the Lord's temple will be established as the highest of the mountains. It will be exalted above the hills, and all nations will stream to it. Many peoples will come and say, "Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the temple of the God of Jacob. He will teach us his ways, so that we may walk in his paths. The law will go out from Zion, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He will judge between the nations and will settle the disputes for many peoples. They will beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up a sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore. Come, descendant of Jacob, let us work in the right of the Lord. You, Lord, have abandoned your people, the descendants of Jacob. They are full of superstitions from the east. The practice divination like the Philistines, and embrace pagan customs. Their land is full of silver and gold. There is no end to their treasures. Their land is full of horses. There is no end to their chariots. Their land is full of idols. They bow down to the work of their hands, to what their fingers have made. So people will be brought low, and everyone humbled, to not forgive them. Go into the rocks, hide in the ground from the fearful presence of the Lord and the splendor of his majesty. The eyes of the arrogant will be humbled, and the human pride brought low. The Lord alone will be exalted in that day. The Lord Almighty has a day in store for all the proud and lofty, for all that is exalted, and they will be humbled. For all the cedars of Lebanon, tall and lofty, and all the oaks of Bashan, for all the towering mountains and all the high hills, for every lofty tower and every fortified wall, for every trading ship and every stately vessel. The arrogance of a man will be brought low, and human pride humbled. The Lord alone will be exalted in that day, and the idols will totally disappear. People will flee to caves in the rocks and to holes in the ground. From the fearful presence of the Lord and the splendor of His majesty, when He rises to shake the earth, in the day people will throw away to the moors and best their idols of silver and idols of gold, which they made to worship. They will flee to caverns in the rocks and to the overhanging crags, from the fearful presence of the Lord and the splendor of His majesty, when He rises to shake the earth. Stop trusting in mere humans who have but breathe in their nostrils. Why hold them in His team? See now, the Lord Almighty is about to take from Jerusalem and Judah both supply and support, all supplies of food and all supplies of water. The hero and the warrior, the judge and the prophet, the diviner and the elder, the captain of 50, and the man of rank, the counselor, skilled craftsman, and clever enchanter. I will make mere use, so the officials' children will rule over them. People will oppress each other, man against man, neighbor against neighbor. The young will rise up against the old, the nobody against the Hanald. A man will seize one of his brothers in his father's house and say, "You have a cloak, you be our leader. Take charge of this heap of ruins." But in that day he will cry out, "I have no rimdai. I have no food or clothing in my house. Do not make me the leader of the people." Jerusalem staggers, Judah is falling, their words and deeds against the Lord, defying his glorious presence. The look on their faces testifies against them. They parade their sin like Sodom. They do not hide it. Woe to them! They have brought disaster upon themselves. Tell the righteous it will be well with them, for they will enjoy the fruit of their deeds. Woe to the wicked! Disaster is upon them. They will be paid back for what their hands have done. Use oppress my people, woman rule over them. My people, your guides lead you astray. They turn you from the path. The Lord takes his place in court. He rises to judge the people. The Lord enters into judgment against the elders and the leaders of his people. It is you who have ruined my vineyard. The plunder from the poor is in your houses. What do you mean by crushing my people and grinding the paces of the poor, declares the Lord Almighty. The Lord says, the woman of Shion and Shion, haughty, walking along with outstretched necks, prolting with their eyes. Strutting along with swaying hips, with ornament, jingling on their ankles. Therefore, the Lord will bring swords on the heads of the woman of Shion. The Lord will make their scalps bald. In that day, the Lord will snatch away their finely the bangles and headbands and crescent necklaces, the earrings and bracelets and bells, the head dresses and anklets and sashes, the perfume bottles and charms, the signet rings and noise rings, the pine robes and the caps and cloaks, the piercers and the mirrors and the linen garments and tiaras and shows instead of fragrance, there will be a stench instead of a sashi rope. Instead of a well dressed hair, baldness. Instead of fine clothing, chic clothes. Instead of beauty branding, your men will fall by the sword. Your warriors in battle. The gates of Sion will lament and mourn. Destitute, she will sit on the ground. In that day, 7 women will take hold of one man and say, "We will eat our own food and provide our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our disgrace." In that day, the branch of the Lord will be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the land will be the pride and the glory of the survivors in Israel. Those who are left in Sion, who remain in Jerusalem, will be called holy, or who are recorded among the living in Jerusalem. The Lord will wash away the pills of the woman of Sion. He will cleanse the blood stains from Jerusalem by a spirit of judgment and a spirit of fire. Then the Lord will create over all of Mount Sion and over those who assemble their cloud of smoke by day and glow of a flaming fire by night. Over everything, the glory will be a canopy. It will be a shelter and a shade from the heat of the day, and a refuge and a hiding place from the storm and the rain. I will sing for the one I love a song about his vineyard. My loved one had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. He took it up and cleared it of stones and planted it with the choicest vines. He built a watch tower in it and cut out a wine press as well. Then he looked for a crop of good grapes, but it yielded only bad fruit. Now you dwellers in Jerusalem and people of Judah, George, between me and my vineyard, what more could have been done for my vineyard than I have done for it? When I looked for good grapes, why did it yield only bad? Now I will tell you what I am going to do to my vineyard. I will take away its hedge and it will be destroyed. I will break down its wall, and it will be trampled. I will make it a wasteland, neither pruned nor cultivated, and briars and stones will grow there. I will command the clouds not to rain on it. The vineyard of the Lord Almighty is the nation of Israel, and the people of Judah are the vines he delighted in, and he looked for justice, but saw blood shed. For righteousness, but heard cries of distress. Woe to you who add house to house and join build to build, till no space is left, and you lie alone in the land. The Lord Almighty has declared in my hearing, surely the great houses will become so desolate. The fine mansions left without occupants, a 10-acre vineyard will produce only a best of wine, a homer of cider will yield only an ephah of grain. Woe to those who rise early in the morning to run after their drinks, who stay up late at night till they are inflamed with wine. They have harps and lyres at their banquets, pipes and timbrels and wine, but they have no regard for the deeds of the Lord, no respect for the work of his hand does. Therefore, my people will go into exile for lack of understanding. Those of high rank will die of hunger, and the common people will be parched with thirst. Therefore, this expands its jaws, opening wide its mouth. Into it will descend the nobles and masses, with all their brawlers and rebellers. So people will be brutal, and everyone humbled. The eyes of the arrogant humbled, but the Lord Almighty will be exalted by his justice, and the Holy God will be proved holy by his righteous acts. Then sheep will graze in their own pasture. Lambs will feed among the ruins of the rich. Woe to those who draw sin along with the cords or of deceit and wickedness as with cart ropes. To those who say, let God hurry, let him hasten his work, so we may see it. the plan of the Holy One of Israel. Let it approach, let it come into view, so we may know it. Well, to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweeter and sweeter for bitter. Well, to those who are wise in their own eyes and clever in their own sight. Well, to those who are heroes drinking wine and champions at mixing drinks who quit the guilty for bride born. But any justice to the innocent. Therefore, as tongues of fire leaks up straw and so dry grass sinks down in the flames. So their roots will decay and their flowers blow away like dust, for they have rejected the law of the Lord Almighty and spurned the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore, the Lord's anger burns against his people. His hand is raised and he strikes them down. The mountains shake and the dead body is like a refuse in the streets. Yet for all this, his anger is not turned away. His hand is still upraised. He lifts a banner for the distant nations. He whispers for those at the ends of the earth. Here they come, swiftly and speedily, and not one of them grows tired or stumbles. Not one slumbers or sleeps. The belt is loosened at the waist. Another sandal strap is broken. Their arrows are sharp. All their bows are strong. Their horses' hooves seem like flint. Their chariot feels like whirlwind. Their roar is like that of the lion. They roar like young lions. They growl as they seize their prey and carry it off with no one to rescue. In that day they will roar over it like the roaring of the sea. And if one looks at the land, there is only darkness and distress. Even the sun will be darkened by clouds. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord, his high and exalted, seated on a throne, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him were seraphim, each with 6 wings. With Two wings, they covered their base with the two, they cover their feet, and with the two, they were flying, and they are calling to one another, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory." At the sound of their voices, the door posts and three, three shoulders shook, and the temple was filled with smoke. "Woe to me," I cried, "I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among people of unclean lips, and my eyes have seen the King, the Lord Almighty." Then one of the seraphim flew to me with a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongues from the altar, which with it he touched my mouth and said, "See, this has touched your lips, your guilt is taken away, and your sin atoned for." Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And I said, "Here am I, send me." He said, "Go and tell these people, be ever hearing, but never understanding, be ever seeing, but never perceiving. Make the heart of these people call louder, make their ears dull, and close their ears. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn and be healed." Then I said, "For how long, Lord?" And he answered, "Until the cities lie ruined and without inhabitant, until the houses are left deserted, and the fields ruined, and ravaged, until the Lord has sent everyone for away, and the land is utterly forsaken, and the tents remains in the land. It will again be laid waste, but as the tear pins and oak river stumps when they are cut down. So the holy seed will be the stump in the land when Ahaz, son of Yodam, the son of Uzziah, was king of Judah, King Rezin of Aram, and Pekah, son of Remaliah, king of Israel, marched up to fight against Jerusalem, but they could not overpower it. Now the house of David was told, Aram has allied itself with Ephraim, so the heart of Ahaz and his people were shaken, as the trees of the forest are shaken by the wind. Then the Lord said to Isaiah, go out you and your son Sheol Yashab to meet Ahaz at the end of the Ekidant of the upper pool on the road to the Rondel's field. Say to him, be careful, keep calm, and don't be afraid. Do not lose heart because of these two small darling stops of firewood, because of the fierce anger of origin and Aram and of the son of Remaliah, Aram, Ephraim, and Remaliah's son have plotted your ruin, saying, let us invade Judah, let us tear it apart and divide it among ourselves and make the son of Rabiel king over it. This is what the sovereign Lord says. It will not take place. It will not happen. For the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is only Rezin within 65 years. Ephraim will be too shattered to be a people. The head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is only Remaliah's son. If you do not stand firm in your face, you will not stand at all. Again, the Lord spoke to Ahaz, ask the Lord your God for a sign, whether in the deepest depths or in the highest. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, I will not put the Lord to the test. Then Isaiah said, Hear now, you house of David, is it not enough to try the patience of humans? Will you try the patience of my God also? Therefore, the Lord Himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel. He will be eating curdles and honey when he knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right. For before the boy knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right. The land of the two kings you dread will be laid waste. The Lord will bring on you and on your people and on the house of your father a time unlike any since Ephraim broke away from Judah. He will bring the king of Assyria. In that day, the Lord will whistle for flies from the Nile Delta in Egypt and for bees from the land of Assyria. They will all come and settle in the steep ravines and in the crevices in the rocks on all the sun bushes and at all the water holes. In that day, the Lord will use a razor hired from beyond the Euphrates River, the king of Assyria, to shave your head and private parts, and to cut off your beard also. In the day, a person will keep alive a young cow and two goats, and because of the abundance of the milk they give, there will be a curd to eat. All who remain in the land will eat calders and honey. In that day, in every place where there were a thousand vines or a thousand silver shekels, there will be only briars and sons. Hunters will go there with bow and arrow, for the land will be covered with briars and horns. As for all the hills once cultivated by the whole, you will no longer go there for fear of the briars and horns. They will become places where cattle are turned rows and where sheep run. 이사야 7장까지 영문으로 읽어보았습니다. 성경공부 518회 방송은 여기서 종료하도록 하겠습니다. 주기도문 기도하고 방송을 끝내겠습니다. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. 성경공부 518회 방송을 시청해 주신 분께 감사드리겠습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.